Okay, I was requested to do a more in-depth review or how-to on the Voltorb Flip. I am going to attempt to explain this a little bit better, but if you have a basic understanding of the game Sudoku, it will greatly help you. I'm going to start this in case you didn't watch my other video. I will explain everything again, but I'm going to kind of run through it real quick. So, as you notice, there are numbers beside the Voltorb and numbers above the Voltorb. Each number beside the Voltorb is the amount of Voltorb in this row. Over here is your memo. You can write stuff on here. It's a good way to tap if you're pondering without flipping the tiles. If you intend to have the memo on, make sure the memo's on before you hit the tile, because I don't know how many times I've accidentally bumped the screen, memo's not been on, and I flipped over a Voltorb. I was so pissed off I almost threw my DS a few times. That being said, any row that does not have any Voltorb is safe to flip over. It helps you in the long run, and it only takes a few seconds. Even if they add equal 5, which I'll explain in just a second, even if they equal 5, flip them over. It's just that much easier on you later on. Now, under each tile is a Voltorb, or 1, 2, or 3. Obviously, like I said, the Voltorbs and the number of Voltorbs here, but this number on top of the Voltorb, the numbers in each row add up to this number. As you see right here, I have 0 Voltorb and 6, which would be true because I have 4 1s and a 2, which equals 6. Now this row over here, I do have my memo open. On this row over here, I have 1 Voltorb and 4. That means I'm going to have 1 Voltorb, and I've got 4 of the tiles that are numbers. Since there's 4 tiles, and the number's 4, that means everything in this row is a Voltorb or a 1, and we don't need to flip them over. The same thing goes for this. And this is what the one thing I do when I first open the board. I look for zeros, and then I look for if the top number and the side number equal 5. If they do, then you don't need to flip over anything in that row. And as you get higher up in difficulty, the number diminishes. This right here has actually got quite a few rows. Now, we've got the next thing to do. You have, let's see here, this bottom row right here. It's got 1 Voltorb in it, and all the numbers equal 7. So if I've got 1 Voltorb, these 4 have to equal 7. Now I already have a 2. So I'm going to need, now these numbers can be any combination of 1, 2, or 3 in order to get to 7. But all we know is that there's 7. There's 2. Most likely what it is there's a 2, and a 1, or there could be a 3, a 1, and a 1. Since we don't really know, the best tactic, if you will, is to open ones that have high numbers right here, because typically, not always, but typically, a higher number is going to be here, like the 3 right there. Now, in this row right here, we've got, like I said, the total equals 7. We have a 2 and a 3, plus 1 Voltorb. So that's 1 Voltorb. 3 plus 2 is 5. We're only 2 away, and we have 2 left unflipped. So these 2 are either going to be a Voltorb or a 1. We don't need to open them. Now, if you notice, we've got this entire row crossed out. This row right here, I'm working up. You can skip around, and I advise skipping around once in a while. If this one seems too hard, or you don't have enough tiles flipped over or marked, go on. But this one right here, I think, is safe to open. Reason being, and I'm going to open here first, because, like I said, this one right here equals 8. It has to get up to 8, and I still have quite a ways to go. And this one needs 5. So this is probably going to be a 2, would be my best guess. Or a 1. Okay, so that's a 1. Now, in this row, the only thing not flipped over or marked is this end column. So we'll go ahead and flip that over, and I'll find my 2. In this row, we're not having to worry about no more. This row right here, we've got 2 Voltorb and 4 total. We've got our 2 and 2 Voltorb, so there's going to be a 1 and a 1. So we don't need to open that. Now we go up to this one right here, and we have 1 square left unmarked or flipped. So we go ahead and flip it, and reveal the 3. And I'll go through this one more time. Like I said, this is not foolproof, but it does help. Okay, I have no zeros. And if I'm not, let's see. And it looks like I don't even have any that equal 5. Unless I've gone a letter it all of a sudden, which I don't think I have. Okay. Playing hardball on me. I have nothing to flip over, I have nothing to mark. This is by far a hard field. And something I've noticed, the more coins you have, the harder it is. Right now I have 3,299 coins. I've noticed that when I have less coins, it's easier to play. Just the keynote. I'm going to use the same tactics as last time. 1 Voltorb. I've got to get to 5. So my best guess. 1 right there. Let's try and stick away from the ones that have lots of Voltorbs. Like this 2 here, this 2 here, this 3 here. I'm going to try this other 5 and 1. No, just a 1. This game really does not like me. I'm going to go to a 1. Aha, okay, I found my 2 for both of these rows. These rows are identical. Now I can mark these out because I've got 1 Voltorb plus 2, and I've got my 2 here, so that means all these are going to be a 1 or a Voltorb. And that happens for this row and this row. Now, that makes a little bit less of a guess for the next time I flip over one, which is still a big guess. A 1 there. Oh, geez. This is just awesome. I'm going to flip here. Alright, I found my 2 for this row. Now, here I've got 1 and 6. I'm going to leave this one alone for right now because it's still... I've got to find another 3. Actually, I'll go ahead and flip here. Got my 1 there. Got 6 in this row. You wouldn't find a 2... Let's see here. Forget that I said that. Uh-oh. It happens sometimes. Be careful that the more you lose, you'll actually go back down. Sometimes you'll go down very rapidly. I won a game and then lost the game and it dropped me all the way back down to level 2 when I was at level 4. Yeah, I was not very happy. I found one that equals 5, so I'm going to mark that out real quick. I want to clear a board, but I don't want to go over 10 minutes, and I've already wasted 8 minutes of your time. That YouTube won't let me go over 10 minutes. So I'm going to try and speed through this real quick. Which isn't always a good idea, because when you try to speed through things, you usually miss stuff. Which is what happened when I got to level 7, by the way. And using what I just showed you, that's how I've cleared that board. Like I said, learning Sudoku helps, and I hope this helped. I know I tend to get my mind goes in like a million directions at once, and my tongue cannot keep up. I really hope I helped. If not, then I'll upload another video.